Alright guys, before we get into the thick of anything, it's worth noting this is the old version of Star Station. Not that that's a big deal, as it's the one map that's been played throughout the entire series, the entire Season 2 of Ace Your Team Story Cup. We just, of course, had that little debate earlier wondering, like, will they use the new version, the recently introduced ladder version? But no, it will in fact remain to be the good old-fashioned Star Station. But I'm Rifkin, joined today by Zombie Grub, and we find ourselves in the Ace match, tied up 4-4. Axiom versus Team Liquid. It's not just this game, but the entire series hinges on this TVT that's going to end the day one way or another. But spawning here in the lower left corner of the map, finally claiming the color blue for Team Liquid, it is Taeja.
And in the upper right, as the red Terran, it's going to be Axiom's Heart. A bit of a surprise, but hopefully his TVT is up to par. Ryung was known as the TVT sniper, and he didn't do so well, so hopefully Heart has seen something in Taeja's play that he can say, okay, yeah, I can do this. I can win this game.
Ba-bum. 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 No, I love that he's got red too. Like, for me as a color nerd, this is the best scheme for this matchup. But you're right. One of the advantages kind of sitting on the sideline, sitting back and waiting is whether you're talking to your teammates or watching the stream live or just studying up on your opponent, Heart's had a lot of time to sit there and try and guess what Taeja's doing. Now, the fact that Ryung wasn't able to pull mech off, that alone might be like changing Heart's game plans from moment one. Whereas if he had come out first, he may have also gotten mech. Not saying that is or isn't going to be the case, but 2 racks has come out very early out of Taeja.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier,
Reapers.
right? I was talking about going that double Reaper, the double barracks, against what you assume is going to be very fast Banshee or a faster Viking. The key to this really is to actually get units. A lot of the times, the fastest possible Banshee, you will skip so many units. You know, you only have like 3 Marines and nothing else. And Heart's going to make sure he doesn't do that. Make sure that he has a good number of Marines and, you know, identify that this is happening. If he doesn't identify this is happening, he's going to be in so much trouble. This is such a good map for it too. Star Station, so much area for them to jump up on, the Reapers.
Yeah, I kind of made a joke before saying, like, you know, if this is Pult, we'd see 5 Raxes or Reapers, but 2 Raxes will be enough to at least get in here and be annoying. This SCV is going to come up and scout, and the nice thing is he's going to see that factory coming down real quick. Oh, actually doesn't get to see it. Taeja not wanting to risk that. But, I mean, with the factory coming out quick, it's nice that Heart's not going for that quick reactor. If he went for that quick reactor, man, he'd be dead in the water.
The reactor's kind of tricky because if you can survive long enough to have the reactor, you're going to be better off later, but you do want the Marines now. The question right now is, okay, no, he does show the first Reaper very, very fast. A lot of the times, if it's not scouted, they'll show 1 Reaper and then wait until they have like 5 and then be like, bam, surprise. So you don't get the Hellion. You do go ahead and put the Tech Lab on the factory ASAP, which is exactly what Heart is doing to get those Banshees. This might be problematic, honestly, for Heart. He's going to be so surprised by 3 Reapers, and he's going to immediately know what's going on then, but it might be too late.
Well, if he comes in from the side, as long as he doesn't get caught by the Marines early, you know, SCVs can be pulled to try and stoke some of those hits, and the Marines, of course, have that nice range behind them, but yeah, there's a bit of a timing until that Banshee comes out. It'll be out soon enough. Oh, sorry, First Blood. But anyways, the Banshee will be out in time to really save him from losing the game, but not before potential damage gets done. Another SCV is picked off. Cloak to start up immediately. Here comes the Hellion he really needed, though, to start shutting this down.
Yeah.
And, oh, loses one of the Reapers.
That's nice. He only invested in the 3 Reapers. He didn't go up to 5, which you can see sometimes. Just straight into Marines after that. And Heart did a really good thing getting that Hellion right there. You know, some builds just tell you to get the Tech Lab on the factory and try and go up the tanks as fast as possible. But getting that Hellion kind of... it might have saved a lot of SCV's lives at the very least, but Heart now going to have those cloaked Banshees, and the reason you didn't see 5 Reapers is because Taeja knew the Banshees were coming, and he needed Marines, you know? Kind of need those.
But kind of that one base scenario, and it will stick this way for a little bit longer, is both players are going to try and cause a bit of damage before they try to expand. The problem with TVT in that regard is you can either see a lot of bases go up very quickly, or you see like the least bases of any matchup. There's been a lot of times where games have been decided off of 2 or even 3 bases, never seeing a 4th, but at the same time, sometimes you'll see bases go as high as 6. Planetaries are really cool. Bio can't really touch them. But the first Banshee is going to come out. Yeah, Taeja's got so many Marines, though. He's ready for this.
Yeah, and he hasn't taken a natural, so that would only be problematic if he didn't have enough Marines to cover both fronts, but he needs enough Marines to cover 1. So he's totally fine. He's also going to be saving up energy for a scan for sure. The Reaper gets in, scouts, sees you know, a tank, so he knows that he's now doesn't have a command center as fast as he could have, but he's, on the other hand, a lot more defensive. And now Hart, what can you do with this Banshee? Anything? Viking... I thought the Viking was made. Maybe I'm wrong.
It is, but there's no detection
okay.
of just yet. So, a little bit away from a scan. Raven's on the way, of course, but trying to keep the Marines as much alive as they can. The problem is, too, is if you guys have ever played StarCraft Micromaster, you, of course, know that a Banshee is better than Marines have handled the utmost perfect situations, but that's not always possible as you're trying to multitask in this scenario, right? Like, you can't really afford to spend 30 seconds focusing solely on the Banshee when you got to be building SCVs, continuing your macro, getting your production up behind this.
Hart has still not thrown down a command center. He should be throwing it down very, very soon if he is going to at all. Actually, he doesn't have enough for it now. He might also try to push out. Yes, he's going to try... Well, anyways, even if he tried to push out, he probably wouldn't be able to do anything because Taeja has pretty much the exact amount of army that Hart does. But some people do like to try and play a little more brazen by pushing out and taking control of the map. The Banshee is still alive, so it's going to be able to harass any natural that does come down. The main's pretty much locked down with a missile turret. And... Oh, Taeja's getting another Viking, so he's going to maybe try and get the air superiority in this matchup.
Or you mean Hart? Oh, no, they both went for another Viking. Okay, never mind. So yeah, two
Hart
Vikings
is actually,
and Raven.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the air superiority is actually kind of a big deal. It doesn't seem like it, but there's so many games that I've cast, not much, like, more so that I've watched, but some that I've cast as well, where the game could have been so different if there's just like one Viking available to scout the other tanks, so I don't have to burn scans constantly. But driven off by the turret, picks off a single SCV. Will of course probably go down here.
They also kill Banshees a lot better, two rather than one, of course. But yeah, you're right though. If the one decide to go for the Viking superiority, it could play a huge part. That's not something we see that often anymore. People have gotten so good at just using the medevac access spot. Of course, having those scans later as the game goes on, that the Viking superiority is no longer the, you know, sit there and don't do much and just win over with vision. But Taeja's going to be the first one to push out. No, Hearts, they might just meet in the middle, well, if they pass each other, that could be a really weird game.
A base trade to end the day on base trade TV, maybe?
Yeah, you wish. Not gonna happen, though. Oh, this Banshee was doomed from the start.
Yeah, goes down pretty quick. That's unfortunate because, again, Banshees are so good at helping pick off tanks in the late game. They're not so good at engaging top of the Marines, but if Taeja's busy, you know, shooting the Marines of Heart and vice versa, and there's just one Banshee that comes in from behind, starts picking off tanks, that's what wins you engagements. That's what can win you games, but unfortunately, losing all of his Banshees here at Heart, stuck with a very mild composition, but a lot of tanks at a good spot. There's no way Taeja pushes into this. If he does, it's just suicide.
Oh, he unsieges! Oh my god, the worst. Okay,
but Taeja pulls back, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, that was kind of scary. I think the pullback was actually good. He wouldn't have been able... They would have, like, traded evenly, pretty much, you know? So it wouldn't really either way.
But it's still not an engagement you want to when you're in such a good position to start with, right? Side note, what is with the glow on this Viking? Holy cow, that energy reactor, whatever, that's bright as hell. Makes the Viking change color, basically.
That's cool. That's cool effects.
I love map details like that. There's some of the new ones coming out like are kind of bland. Like there's lots of doodads on it, but it's effects like this that make them really cool.
Ugly map.
The
new one, Alterzim, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's Alterzim Stronghold. I can never remember the full name of it, but yeah, it's got a lot of cool doodads on it. There's like all those green like screens in the middle of the map, but in all essence, it's just this very bland map for terrain-wise. Okay, good scan from Hart. Scouts the entire army of Taeja. Sees exactly what the composition is. He's moving out with a slightly earlier stim timing, but not to the point where I think he can really push any sort of issue.
I'd say not. Because the tanks, you know, if it was just Marines versus Marines, of course he'd be able to push the issue. But with the tanks, it's going to be a lot more difficult. He has the medevacs, though. And with stim, he can go ahead and load up, do a quick, you know, bit of damage, because there's nothing over to the left side of Taeja's base. There's, like, no spotting whatsoever over there. So that could definitely be a good position for Hart to drop on. But now they're just kind of playing that game of, like, I'm not going to do a whole lot, and you're not going to do a whole lot. We're just going to kind of run around like chickens with their heads cut off until, like, maybe 150 supply, and then maybe that's when we start seeing real action and tank fire and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, like I said, too, in the first series, I mean, this can either be really quick or it can be really slow. We're kind of seeing the slow end of this game getting set up, but once this starts, tank lines are so hard to break, whether it's defensively or offensively. You have to be so careful with engaging, and this is where the game becomes a lot less StarCraft 2 and a lot more like chess. You have to be very tactical in your moves.
Oh my god, okay, Doom drop.
Oh, but there's so much open space. Yeah.
Oh, but he's gonna see it with the Zelnaga. Okay, Taeja, if he didn't have that Zelnaga, oh my god, he would be in so much trouble. But now he's gonna have, some knowledge. Wait, can you get behind the Zelnaga vision if you go far enough to the left?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't think you can.
I don't think so either.
I'm gonna watch the vision of Taeja though.
Okay, you do that. That's really important is whether or not Taeja sees this. His army, though, even if he does see it, I don't know if his army would be able to pull back in enough time, to catch the tank still unsieged.
Oh my god, he can. He's getting past the Zelnaga, just barely.
Why are you stopping?
Perhaps he's debating coming back home, but I think Hart is in a good spot to defend. If he goes for the offensive like this, if he kills the production of Taeja, I mean, we said it earlier, this was a player you would not have expected to come out in the game, the ace match in game number 9, but ladies and gentlemen, coming into the main with a big drop is Hart! SCVs are going to get pulled immediately, but you can't pull the production out of this. A slaughter of a tank fire goes off immediately, and Taeja's now forced to push. He can't come back home in time to defend. He's going to have to engage into Hart's army, and if he does so, he's moving into siege tanks. That's something he wants to do. So, sieging up within the main, going to try and do what he can. Main has been evacuated in full, though. No third base to fall back to.
Taeja's doing it. Taeja's doing the return. He's going to be able to get on. Oh, perfect position from Taeja with the siege on the low ground. If not, Hart would have been able to stim up there and get the tanks. This might be better for Taeja.
Well, this is a base trade, guys, on base trade TV for the ace match. This is Rifkin's Nerdgasm moment. Hype! But we actually see pretty even trades so far, but you're right. Taeja's got a bigger army across the map, so in a straight-up fight, Taeja wins that race. Hart is trying to produce like crazy, but I don't know if he can ever move into these tanks. Secret Missile even coming down. Not going to kill anything. Oh, the second one will. Two tanks go down with that auto turret as well, as if he's desperately trying to repair, but as the Marines move in, Taeja's looking to be in such a good spot.
Oh, this is not going good for Hart whatsoever. He's actually missed microing a little bit. The Marines just get slaughtered.
It's the tanks on the low ground. It's those low ground tanks that are really playing for Taeja, but good game is going to be called, ladies and gentlemen. 5-4 in the ace match. Team Liquid takes it over Axiom.
Oh my god, I can't believe that Taeja came back with... Oh, I can't believe he still won that game after that went unnoticed for so long, but... Oh man, that... Hart's gonna kick himself over not having anything over there.
That was so close, though. I mean, like, Taeja really had the roughest choice of deciding, do I go for it or pull back, right? Like, that was the biggest coin flip of his life, if you want to refer to it as that, however you want to say it. But, oh my goodness gosh. Well, guys, we just broke the 7K viewer here, too, Mark. This has been, before we had like 5,500 people once, and once only on Base Trade TV. So, this has been an awesome day, but more importantly than us, I want to thank you guys for supporting the Acer Team Story Cup. Again, I don't run this. This is all on take. You can go tweet at him, send him your love. But 10,000 people for today's series, Axiom versus Team Liquid between the two streams. I say that's really good viewership. I gotta say, considering most have had like maybe 5,000 between all the streams. But I want to thank you guys for stopping by Base Trade TV. I do hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Hit that follow button. Come check us out in the future. Zombie Grub, you can do your Twitter shoutouts and stuff. I'll get my laptop booted for subscriber shoutouts.
Sure. So follow me on Twitter at ZG Gaming, as well as YouTube and Twitch/ZombieGrub. I'll be streaming today, actually. Well, every day now. But yeah, in a few hours, so that'll be fun.
Now that your wrist is done fixed.
Not really, but I'm just like, fuck it.
Gotta play some StarCraft. Gotta play some StarCraft. Alright, well, actually, what I'll get to do, I'm going to paste you some... Do you mind joining me in the subscriber shoutout?
Okay. What does that do?
Well, I'm just going to paste you a list of names that I have. So I'll just get you to do basically the first half of the list, and I'll finish it off, because there's, like, quite a bit of them.
Okay. Let's do it.
Oops.
Okay.
Sorry, it's JP310 at the end there, but... yeah, actually, one sec, guys, as I just try and time this out properly.
Hart's gonna kick himself over not having anything over there.
Okay, game just finished, so I just want to make sure we weren't gonna run anything over top of anything else. But to explain real quick before we do the shoutouts, guys, or actually one sec here as I time this last ad out. We'll keep it short. Guys, we just broke the 7K viewer here too, Mark. This has been, before we had like 5,500 people once, and once only on Base Trade TV. So this has been an awesome day, but okay, that delay. Sorry. Anyways, getting back into this, guys, if you don't know about Base Rate TV, one of the big things is we really appreciate our subscribers. When we first got the subscriber button, we expected to have like maybe 5 at best. But we've had so many people subscribe to us, and we got to give them proper love. So we give subscriber replays from time to time. But most importantly, at the end of every broadcast, we give shout-outs to our subscribers to thank them for basically subscribing to us and hoping to see you guys more in the future. So Zombie Grub, I'll get you to kick that off for me.
Okay, so here we go. Partouf, Unhinged 83, Dobjo. This is kind of funny just trying to pronounce you guys' names.
Yeah.
Zyver 1988, I assume that's when you were born. Solasun, I guess. Ronsky 2310, Elo Run, SC2 Knight, 00 Higo, Splash Beast, Draw Some TBM, J.
Why does everyone do it? Dude, that is so clearly Dr. Awesome. How? You're not the first person either. Everybody puts Draw Some.
Oh my god, you're right, it is.
But of course, not just counting those guys, we had Elo Run. Or wait, no, you already said some of these. 1 HP for the win, Then Engine, Scramble, 10/92 games. Thank you to Playing with Pubs, Diablo Melandro, Phoenix X6, StarCraft, LSR, D the Hunters, Penguin StarCraft, Brent StarCraft, Caitlin, X Kawaii. Thank you, Flaming Pie. Thank you, Netakudito. Thank you, Tinzu, Dirty Digital, Ronin of Dreams, Rain, Gosu Pizza, Al Roker, Dezor _. I saw him in chat earlier today as well. Akarasi, On a Couch, Tablaki, Chilozin, T-Joke-Ass, Splash Beats, Alice StarCraft 2, and of course War Battle 12. We kind of sped through those because I don't think I had remembered to tell Zombie Grub about subscriber shoutouts, but guys, we do them at the end of every broadcast. Big thanks again for tuning in. You guys who just tuned in are great, fantastic. Those of you who watch our ads, better, but of course our subscribers are our #1 love when it comes to Base Trade TV. With that being said, guys, I have to go get some breakfast and do some prep work before EPS Germany starts. Let me see when that starts up, actually. In about 1 hour and 13 minutes from now, EPS Group B is going to be playing. Those will be Showtime, CPU, Hasuabs, and Delphi. So 3 Protoss and a Zerg. 5 best of 3s coming up. So I hope to see you guys come back for that later. But for now, we're going to take off. Have a fantastic day. And thanks again for tuning in. Big congrats again to Team Liquid, Axiom. Follow us on Twitter. Zombie Grub already shouted hers out, but I'll do it again for her. Guys, go follow her on Twitter at ZG Gaming. It's the best way to keep up to date with what she's casting, where she's casting, because she doesn't just cast here on Base Trade TV. You'll see her do her own stuff, probably DreamHack coverage as well. She did the WCS Challenger Series. I mean, you will find her casting StarCraft. If you like Zombie Grub, give her a follow. But don't forget, I'm Riff_Kings. You can find underneath my name here. Would love to see you guys in the future. I'm very active on Twitter. Love talking with people, but with that, we're going to toss out to a black screen. I'm going to play some music to end the broadcast. We're going to sneak in one last commercial in about a few minutes from now. So if you guys want to stick around to watch that, to give us a little bit of extra love, I want to thank you in advance. The last point I want to make